The reason I'm in Alateen is because my dad's a drug addict and an alcoholic. Before I came to Alateen, life was pretty difficult. My mom had started dating an alcoholic and a drug addict, and my dad was a drug addict and an alcoholic. It was hard because having no place for a father figure, like I could kind of see my dad being my father, but it was hard to see him when he was not. We didn't talk to each other because of his addiction, and he was just not a normal person.
Before coming to Alateen meetings, my life was like pretty much going downhill, you know, having fights every day with my mom and stuff like that, and doing bad in school just to get attention because I wasn't getting it from the alcoholic or, you know, the drug addict in my family. So I would seek, you know, different stuff to try to get attention, and it wasn't benefiting me in any type of way.
My dad's the alcoholic in my family. He's been clean for a little while now, about 2 years. It was really hard when he was still actively drinking. You know, he was very angry all the time. We would get into fights a lot, and left a lot of stress in my family. We would always fight whether he was there or not.
It was chaos all around, and you know, I tried to, like, because I'm the youngest, and I've always tried to be like the center of the attention, trying to keep everyone happy. It's really hard because my siblings don't really have a good relationship with my father, and I'm really close to him. I guess we didn't really realize that alcoholism would affect me that much because I never seen my dad drink.
We'd have to go to his buddies' houses and just knock on doors and, you know, spend at least an hour and a half looking for him, and then when we find him, we'd be angry at him, but we couldn't do anything about it because he's our dad. So he used to drink a lot, and one time, well, actually more than once, we had to drive him home sometimes in his truck. And, you know, it's fun, but it's dangerous.
I could honestly say that Alateen has really helped me because it helped me change into a better person, attitude-wise, and it also helped me to become humble about certain situations and to know that my mother isn't perfect. She makes mistakes just as much as the next person. So I recommend Alateen for anybody who is having problems with the alcoholic in their family, or they just need to express themselves.
At first, I didn't think that I would qualify for his program because I thought that I would get kicked out because I didn't have an active alcoholic in my life. But it doesn't matter. Like, there is still like alcoholism, even though it's not the alcohol or the alcoholic, it's alcoholism that acted in my life.
Since I've been in Alateen, I've learned how to deal with that. I just have to stay out of the picture. Like before, I used to always say, if the alcoholic was saying, oh, to my mom or something, oh, you're so weird, or stuff like that, I don't have to get in the middle of that.
Most of my family's not in recovery. My mom goes occasionally, and she actually is with an alcoholic at the current time. And Alateen has taught me it's not my battle, and I don't need to take part in it. I can just sit back and play some music. I don't have to listen to it, and I don't have to deal with it. And I can just go on and work on myself and become a better person. So.
I mean, like, Alateen has changed my life for the better. I'm confident enough to say that without it, I don't think I would be the strong and the positive person that I am today. It built my confidence up tremendously. I mean, I have friends that I know that I'll probably keep forever. I can trust people now. I mean, I won't fully trust, you know, a tremendous amount of people, but it's a handful of people that I do trust and that I do lean on, and that I do know that without them I wouldn't be myself.
Alateen helped me an awful lot. I got started when a social worker that worked with the family had taken me to Alateen and, you know, recommended, and I was just thinking, oh, it's another one of those counseling sessions, and I was going to have such a hard time, you know. I didn't care. It's just another counseling session. You know, I've been to 100 of them. So, but I went, and, you know, the first 3-4 meetings, I was just, you know, thinking the same thing. This is, you know, useless. I'm just sitting here and listening to people talk. And it started to stick after a little while, and I started realizing, hey, these are good tools. I can start using these, you know, to make my home situation better.
When we live in a family where there is alcoholism, there is oftentimes this sense or this belief that we're supposed to keep all this to ourselves, that we're not supposed to tell anybody else, that it's a big secret. And maybe it's because we're embarrassed or we think that we're going to get our family in trouble. But the truth of the matter is that the best thing we can do is to let other people, other trusted people, know what's going on with us so that they can help, so that we don't have to feel that we're all alone.
You might be wondering, well, who am I going to talk to about this, number one? And secondly, you know it has something to do with the drinking that's going on in your family. And so you start talking to a couple of friends at school, and they tell you, you know, there's some help. There's some ways that you can go talk to the school counselor, or they may know somebody that's in Alateen, or maybe you're even reading a book in school about drinking, that mom or dad has a drinking problem, but you feel a little bit ashamed about it. And you feel like, oh, I don't want to talk about this. But you do find a few safe people to talk about it with, and you feel better afterwards. That knot in your stomach is gone. You feel a little relieved because you're beginning to talk with some other people about what's happening in your family system. It's important for you to be able to do that. You deserve that kind of help.
My dad isn't as angry anymore. My mom gives us more attention.
Now I feel that I'm happier and I'm not as depressed, and I feel that I don't need to put on a face and pretend that I'm happy with everybody, and I can just be myself and it's okay.
I came into Alateen because my mom told me that it was a place where I could go and talk about what's going on with my life. And when I got there, I was kind of like, ooh, I don't want to go there. And then as I've been getting here, I love it now. And I've met all these great people. And I can talk about all my feelings all the time. And I don't have to feel like someone's going to say, oh, she's so stupid or something like that, because, you know, they don't judge you here.
So what it's like today is we're going full at Alateen. We're playing hockey. We're doing a bunch of stuff that we wouldn't have got to do with our dad, who is an alcoholic, because we simply couldn't afford it or anything. But there is help out there. Like, I don't know what I can say. Every child that has a father who drinks or abuses them, come on, like, go to your school counselor, go to anybody and just say, or go to the police or something and just say, do you know where the nearest Alateen meeting is?
In closing, I would like to say the opinions expressed here are strictly those of the person who gave them. Take what you like and leave the rest.